Next is from Michael Thomas, New Orleans Saints wide receiver. Subject to the AEW arena. Hello and respect to all the K100 crew. With AEW struggling to fill these decent-sized arenas on a regular basis now, and Ben Hameen's Tarp Emporium is at full capacity and struggling to meet industry demands for most promoters, this would be a huge cause for concern. I guess you're not if you're a billionaire man-child. But would it be sensible for Tony Khan to rent or indeed build his own little arena, perhaps the size of Impact Zone or the old ECW arena? Daly's place was okay and a bit different, but Jacksonville is boring. Sorry, I've never been in there. Might actually be okay. My question is, which city or state would you build a 1,500 all-seater AEW arena in? Thanks. That's from Michael Sick. He calls himself now. I don't know why. Well, let's look at it this way. They're drawing a little bit more than NXT. WWE is drawing 2 to 3 times as many fans as them, and they're selling out arenas. They're having trouble filling up a quarter size of arenas of the same size that they're going to. Maybe they should be going to an NXT type, arena, like a small arena. And I would put it in either put it in Florida or put it in New York. Is where I would put it. What about you? Vegas, huh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't draw in Vegas.
Yeah, I think perception is everything. You don't want to go from arenas to 1,500 seater or WWEs and big arenas, and you're not. I don't think that's good at all. But maybe rent out or build a 5,000, 10,000 seater, which you can block off.
This is the same people coming to the show each week. This is the problem with them not doing things to increase their fan base. It affects your live attendance, and they keep going back to they keep going back to the same places. And like these fans, you look at the crowd, and these fans do not look like they have the money to support the amount of shows they're doing in the same place all the time. And plus, WWE comes to town every once in a while, and those tickets are more expensive. I don't know. They need to start increasing their fan base. So, and they're not really doing that. All right, next is from Mark Gertson. Subject is AEW attendance. Howdy, gents. There seems to be a lot of discourse on the internet about the crowd size of AEW shows recently. Probably need to be booking smaller venues, but they're booked 6 months in advance, so it isn't likely it isn't easy to make adjustments. The WWE's years of market research, so they know how certain towns will draw, which AEW doesn't really have. I understand it's Jeff Jarrett's job to book the buildings, so will you condemn him for doing a poor job? Thanks. That's Mark from deep in the Stampede territory. Is that Jeff's job right now?
That's what he was hired for.
Interesting. But he's on. Somebody said that Jeff has wrestled more than there's a whole bunch of wrestlers on their show combined that Jeff's had more matches in lately. So
I'm sure that's true.
No, bro, this is the problem. Okay, they added another show, Collision. And they just don't have the fans to support the attendance. And you can't really go to these tiny little venues because it makes you look minor league, and you're having a hard time filling your arenas up. They spread themselves out too thin. This is what they do. You put all this content out there, all these shows, and the fans just can't support everything you want them to support. So
it's almost like they grew too quickly. They don't know how to manage it. And They're still rookies at this. They're still learning,
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff's listed as the director of business development for AEW.
Interesting.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!